Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So yes, it's none other than the black prince, which is the mealybug magnet. Now you can see I have sprinkled some dry cinnamon powder on the crown area, because if you're going to take a closer look, there are some mealybugs. You can see this now, because they were earlier on the crown area. Now they have slowly started to move to the lower portion because they cannot handle the cinnamon powder. You can see one guy is just running around clueless about what's exactly is happening. So this is the issue with the black prince. So the cinnamon powder, initially they were a lot on the crown area, but now they have slowly started to move towards the lower portion. As you can see over here, it's much more visible, and that's the reason why I suggest that if you are a beginner, try to avoid black prince. It does look very attractive, but apart from mealybugs, as I've spoken about this earlier as well, it has a lot of issues with watering as well. It can easily get rotted if you're going to overwater it, so you have to be extremely careful. So now this is one that has been affected with mealybugs. I have another one which I will show how you can take care of, because a lot of times when people tend to see the mealybugs on the crown area, they tend to spray neem oil or probably some kind of insecticide that contains oil, which is not very good for our succulents. Please do not spray anything on the crown area, be it even the hand sanitizer. Please do not touch anything on the crown area, because as I've spoken about this earlier as well, it is the most delicate part of the succulent and the most important part of the succulent. So you have to be extremely careful when you're handling the crown area. Now I usually do not spray anything. I just sprinkle some dry cinnamon powder, and I'm going to show you what I do next. Here I have another black prince. Again, the same thing. You can see the mealybugs are on the crown area. Now it has been almost 30 minutes that I have put in the cinnamon powder on the crown area, as you can see. Now the next thing what I'm going to do is I take the pot very close to the edge of my terrace like this, and I just start to blow it off like this. Now the moment I do this, you will be able to see, I'm not very sure if you're going to be able to see, but the mealybugs are just going to get blown away. Probably it might not catch in the camera, but you can see they will be flying around because they have already been loosened by the cinnamon powder, and now all we have to do is just blow off that cinnamon powder. Along with that, the mealybugs will also just fly off. And you will do this for a couple of minutes till you tend to see all of the crown area is clear. So I'm going to do this. So this is what I usually tend to do, because you might have seen me taking the succulent away from the table and then coming back with a clean succulent. So this is what I usually tend to do. I take the succulent pot very close to the edge, being very careful that I do not drop the pot, and I start blowing off all of those mealybugs. So in this way, I'm able to get rid of at least, not all, but at least 80 to 90% of mealybugs. And the rest I will again continue the next day with a little bit more of cinnamon powder, and then again start to blow them off. Now you can see almost most of the crown area is cleared up from the mealybugs. There are a little bit few which are slightly stubborn, which will go off, because this application of cinnamon powder will be done alternate day to check how the progress is, and depending upon that I will continue the treatment. So it's not like you just do it once and you're done. You will get rid of the mealybugs. They are still going to be there on them. So in this way, this is the safest way what I felt. The succulent does not get damaged. I do not need to spray anything on the succulent crown area. This is just with the dry formula of the cinnamon powder. I tend to just blow it off. You can see the mealybugs will just fly everywhere on your hand, so you can just tap them off, because the force of this blower is going to be crazy, and any which ways the mealybugs are loosened by the cinnamon powder. They have already got irritated with the cinnamon powder, so they will easily just get blown away with the help of this blower. So this is one way that I tend to work out. In this way my succulent does not get harmed. I do not spray anything on the succulent, no liquid, nothing. It's only dry cinnamon powder. So let me completely blow this off and I'll get back to you. So now, as you can see, almost I would say 80% to 90% of the mealybugs have vanished from the succulent, but definitely there will be few of them, probably the eggs or the smaller babies that were still clinged onto the succulent, but over the period of time. So this process of adding of dry cinnamon powder, I will do it for probably another 2 to 3 days, but with alternate gaps, so that they will be able to move around on the succulent, and that's when we can catch them by putting in some dry cinnamon powder on it. So this will be done for at least 3 to 4 days, alternate days, and then we will do the complete blowing off. I do not need to take the succulent out from the pot, I can just do it like that. But in case if your soil is very loose, you can just wet the soil so that the soil does not fly with the blower. So you can just wet the soil slightly and then start this process of blowing off from the succulent. So now you can see pretty much the succulent is completely clean. I will have to do it for a couple of other black prints that I have, but now overall almost majority of the mealy bugs have been gone off with just one setting. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.